So first, there is a question that in yesterday's Murali, Baba talked about not appreciating. So should we not appreciate children if they are wearing a good dress? And should we not respond to somebody appreciating us? Okay, so this is the question. And you see, Baba did not talk about appreciation yesterday. Baba talked about the desire to be appreciated. Okay, so Baba said that when there is a desire to be appreciated, then that desire takes away your happiness. So there is a difference between appreciation and the desire to be appreciated. I think that when appreciation comes your way, you should have the humility and the courtesy to respond nicely to it. So if somebody says, you dressed very well or you look very nice, you should be able to say thank you. It's not like you don't have to respond. But when you say thank you, you should know that even if they are not able to figure out, it's your inner beauty that reflects in how you look or how you dress or what you talk. So again, it's the soul doing everything. So you should know that I, the soul, am being appreciated. And my purity, my peace, my state of love, my state of calmness, that is important. And then the second thing is, should children not be appreciated? Yes, children should be appreciated, but not appreciated for what they wear, what they do, how they talk, but who they are. So even when the child comes and asks you, is my dress not looking good, or am I not looking good, or am I looking good, or when you see them, sometimes you can figure out from the way they are looking at you that they are seeking appreciation. So they've done something new, they've worn something new. So they are seeking appreciation. You can figure out from their eyes, their face. And then what do? You tell them that you're looking beautiful, but you look beautiful every day because you are beautiful. And also, sometimes you can just point out that, you are a soul and you're very beautiful. The way you shine inside reflects on your face. So that's very important, because it's important that you tweak their attention towards inner beauty and inner strength and inner abilities, because the external is changeable. So sometimes they will not get a good grade, or sometimes they will not. So even if they get a good grade, you appreciate the effort they put in, not the grade they got. So you tell them that this grade you got is a reflection of how much effort you put in, and you are a very hardworking person, and I really like that. So that is something you should always, pull their attention towards. And I will tell you one personal incident about this. So when I started writing the blog some years back, I was not very proficient in Gyan at that time. So I was just attempting, and then with a lot of happiness, I called Badi Didi and I said, I've started writing the blog and I want you to have a look at it. And I sent her the link. And then she told me something that Baba has told in the Murali today. She told me, जो भी करते हो अपने लिए करते हो. She told me, never forget that whatever you do it for yourself. Because when you do something, whatever karma you are creating in that lives with you. So never forget that your karma is your earning, not the result. So while you're doing something, you're putting in the knowledge, you're applying the knowledge, you're experimenting with the virtues, the powers that Baba has given you. And that is what is adding to your spiritual strength. So she just, very, very lovingly, she shifted my attention to doing good work. Even if it is not received, even if it is not appreciated, doesn't matter. Even if I'm not able to, guarantee that it reaches a lot of people, doesn't matter. But the fact that I'm applying Baba's knowledge, I'm penning down what Baba has told me, and in that process, I'm thinking about Baba's Gyan and I'm doing it lovingly and in a state of peace. That's what is creating my good karma. So this is what we need to understand within ourselves. So you will only teach what you uphold, what you live by. So if I understand that I'm doing karma on Srimad, I'm doing what Baba says, and I understand that this is good karma and this is what I need to do, then you are free from the desire of appreciation while doing it. And then the act itself gives you happiness. You don't wait to be happy when your work is received well or when it is appreciated. So while doing the action itself, you are happy. So happiness is not a product of appreciation. Happiness is a product of good karma. But because we have been programmed into this desire for appreciation, that's why we postpone our happiness until our work is appreciated. So we don't have to, and we also make it conditional. Only if it is appreciated, then you feel happy. But the thing is, in that whole process, you are forgetting the spiritual law that while doing good work, happiness is the product that is coming to you through that good karma. So this is about the question, and then Baba is talking about something similar today. So Baba today in the Murali is saying that you should have unlimited disinterest. Yes, you should have true disinterest. Yes, internal disinterest. And this disinterest is translated as vairag in Hindi, and it is a very confusing word. So there is temporary vairag. In Hindi there are many kinds of vairag. So there is shamshan vairag. So when you go to the crematory and when somebody dies, you are attending their last rites, and there everybody says, what is there in the world? It is good one day and lost in another second. Life is so uncertain and unpredictable, and everybody seems very disinterested in life at that time. But then as soon as they step out of the crematorium, that whole thing changes. So that is very temporary vairag. Then there is the second kind, when you meet a personal tragedy. Okay, when you meet a personal tragedy, and at that time you appear very disinterested. So I remember there was this sister, and she came to the center, and at that time she had had a very bad divorce, and that divorce had come only after 2 months of marriage, and that whole 2 months had been very traumatizing. So when she came and I told her, you are a soul and God is your everything, she instantly agreed, and she said that I really, to the bones, I feel that yes, I am just a soul and God is the one, because no human being is reliable. Everybody is, full of their vices. And she was so vehemently corroborating what I was saying that I felt that she doesn't even need to undertake the course. And very jaldi I initiated her to the Murali, and then she started attending the Murali. And then after one month, I think, it must have been 1 month, she was not to be seen in the center. She was not coming to the center. And then I asked her why she's not coming, and then she told me that she's gotten busy with work and now she has to fend for herself. So, work has to be done and money has to be earned. I said, okay, but you should sometimes come. This is your Baba's place. You said that Baba is the only one. But then she stopped coming, and then later I figured out that she has a new relationship now and she's busy in that. So what I'm saying is, sometimes this kind of a vairag comes from personal tragedy, where you feel, you talk, you sound, you look very disinterested in the whole world. But that is a very temporary vairag. Yes, then sometimes you're very motivated into vairag through reading the Murlis. And then that also starts on Tuesday, ends on Friday. So that is also, another kind of vairag. But then there is what Baba talks about, this internal disinterest. And this internal disinterest is very different from all the other kinds of disinterest that I explained. And this internal disinterest is a deep knowing, a balanced realization that, I have work to do, responsibilities to keep up, seva to do, but then this is an old world and it is unpredictable, it is uncertain, and it is very prone to sudden unexpected changes, and it is prone to vinash. So I know that deeply while I do all the work. I take up all the responsibilities. And that is why you do everything with detachment. But then it's not like you are not putting in your best or there is no interest in what you do. So you look very interested in whatever you do. You give in your 100%, you participate fully, you appear full of life and joy. Your life is not dry, dead or anything. But then there is a very deep knowing that everything in this world is old. So it's an old world, and the nature of old things is they work until they stop. So they just keep doing, they are with you 1 second, and the second you can't, really bet on them. So this deep knowing that this is an old world and everything in this is old, that is what generates this disinterest. And this disinterest doesn't mean lack of enthusiasm or an unhappy state or lack of involvement or lack of, your participation in something. No, because you have to create Satyug before you go. So you need a lot of involvement and you need to participate fully. But then you also know that this is an old world, so you don't get attached to anything while you're doing that work. And that is internal disinterest. And Mama used to always say that even when you are looking at something that is apparently new in the world, you should know that it is old. And you should never forget this is old. So even when you get a new vase, you get a new dress, you get a new machine, or you build a new house for Baba, it is old. Yes, because you know that it is created of tamopradhan elements, the elements which are all vicious and degraded. So you know that everything is there for a purpose. They serve the purpose, they go away. So you are just focused on the purpose that it is serving. You are not attached to the instrument. So that is unlimited disinterest, internal disinterest. And in today's Murali, Baba says that, again Baba talks about desire. So Baba says that you children should no longer have any desire for wanting to wear, eat or do something, etc. So no desire to want to wear or want to eat or want to do something. Now what does this mean? See, when you are in the body, you will eat, you will wear and you will do, right? But no desire to want to wear something particularly, no desire to want to eat something particularly, and no desire to want to do something in particular. That is what Baba is telling us. That means you do not have dislikes and strong preferences. So you do not have dislikes. Dislikes is a no-no. So no dislike at all. Whatever you are given to eat, you can eat anything and everything if it is in the line of Shrimat. So anything that can be offered as bhog to Baba can be consumed by you. So whatever is according to Shrimat, whatever is edible according to Shrimat, you can eat that. That is being free from the desire to eat something, desire to wear something. So whatever is a right kind of attire according to Shrimat, you should be comfortable and okay with it. So it's not like I would like to dress in this particular way and I feel my personality is compromised if I wear this. No, you are a soul, you are Baba's child. Whatever you wear, you will be the same. Or I will do this. So when I speak, I am a teacher, or when I'm doing office work or when I'm maybe cooking, I feel okay, but I don't like to do utensils, or I can't wash the clothes, or I can't clean the house. No. Baba says, no, you should be able to do whatever task is given to you. You should be able to relish, enjoy, any seva that is given to you. No preference, no strong preference for any particular seva. So this is what is purity. So, I think about purity a lot, and I feel that, when Baba, so sometimes, Baba gives us certain examples to make purity clear to us. So one example is the lotus flower. So you know that when you are in the family and you are with people and with souls around you, with circumstances around you, and they don't affect you, that's purity. Yes, so just like the lotus flower remains untouched by the muddy water around, so when you are uninfluenced by the vibrations around you, the sights and images around you, the behaviors around you, that's a sign of purity. Then there is another example that Baba uses for purity. Baba says pure gold is very flexible. So you know that pure gold can be shaped into anything that you want to. It's very soft, it is flexible. So flexibility is a sign of purity. Rigidity is impurity. So when you are a soul, when you are a pure soul and you are in that realization that I'm a pure soul, Baba's child, and I'm just a point of light, then you are very flexible. You are not rigid about food, work, or clothes or anything. Only that what matters is it is according to Srimad. Yes, so you don't mind sleeping on a mat or a bed or anywhere, because that's the sign of purity. Rigidity is impurity. And then, but let me also tell you that it's not like we will not have our own personality. Like you see, when you have the option, you will, so it's not like you don't have any preference at all. So when you have the option to eat whatever, you will eat something, right? So when you have 12 fruits laid on the table for you, you will pick and choose 1 or 2 or 3 of them. So you will have preferences always. You will have preference about what to eat, what to wear. When it is left up to you, you will do it in your way, right? So it's not like you don't have any personality at all, or you don't know what is your choice. So there is always a choice, and everybody has a certain preference about something. So given when it is up to me, I would like to choose to eat this or cook this or dress up like this or that. But what it means is, when you're operating in a group, in a different circumstance, then that preference doesn't become your block. It doesn't take away your happiness. Yes, so it shouldn't be a strong preference, or there should not be something that you can't tolerate or you dislike or you can't eat. Let's say you never eat bananas, and then you are stuck in an island where there are only bananas and nothing else. Then would you go hungry? So Baba says anything shouldn't become a limitation for you, and nothing should take away your happiness. It's not like if you didn't have this kind of a food, then you are not happy that day. Or you didn't get this to wear, so it takes away your happiness. That's the idea. It's not like you don't have any preference at all. No, you have your personality, you have your preference, but then you are not rigid about it. You're not rigid about it. You don't lose your happiness over it. It doesn't take away your peace. It doesn't take away your state of comfort. So that is internal to you. So this is what Baba means when he says you should not have this desire to do something or eat something or wear something particular. Okay, so are you in that state? So, whenever you are in, so the more you practice being soul conscious, this is created, one thing. Second thing is, whenever you are put up with a challenging circumstance where your favorite thing is not available, you apply that soul conscious state to it and be okay, and that will build your muscle for not having strong preferences and dislikes. So this is something that Baba says, and Baba says that you are on the path of renunciation. So one day you have to leave the body, yes, in a second. So if you have this nature, like this, don't like that, then it will be very difficult for you to renounce the body in the final moments. So you have to be pretty flexible to move out of the body very easily. So these are signs of children who will be able to renounce everything easily. Okay, so this is something. So then Baba, and also today Baba talks about, finishing our sins, absolving our sins and repenting for them by staying in remembrance. So, there is this concept of pap and pashyatap. So, in bhakti also we know that there is pap, and for that pap you have to do pashyatap. But what kind of pashyatap is the question, because sometimes people think that feeling guilty is the pashyatap. But feeling guilty is like giving several blows to your self-esteem. So when you are feeling guilty, what do? I'm a bad person, I'm good for nothing, I messed up, I don't know if I can ever make it right, I don't know if God loves me. So you are telling the opposite of what Baba teaches you to talk to yourself about. And that is very detrimental to the self-esteem. So that is not pashyatap. Then other kind of pashyatap, so people, they go and try to finish their bodies, or they try to harm their bodies. So even that doesn't work, because Baba said harming your own body is an equal sin as harming anybody else's body. So that's not pashyatap. Then Baba has given us the knowledge that we have done 63 births of sin, because under body consciousness we have acted out of lust, anger, ego, attachment, greed. So there is a lot of sinful burden on us, and then we have to absolve our sins. So how do we do that? So Baba says, your pashyatap, your repentance is staying in remembrance of Baba. So as much as you understand that I have a burden of sin on me, the soul, you increase your chart of Baba's remembrance. So sit in a bodiless state and remember Baba, or maintain that bodilessness while you are doing everything, and be in remembrance of Baba. And this is the pashyatap. And every soul must calculate for yourself. So it's a very internal calculation, but you can do it for yourself. I will give you the method. So, there is a minimum amount of yoga that you need to not do new sins. So have you seen that if you meditate for 2 hours, you are able to not create any more bad karma during the day? So it could be 1 hour for somebody, it could be 2 hours for somebody, it could be 3 hours for somebody. So that's the amount of yoga you need to not do any further sinful action. Yes. So if that is the amount, so when you meditate, you count. So let's say today I meditated for 1 hour in the morning, and then by 12 o'clock during the noon, I was empty, and then I started getting angry and bitter and started complaining and started holding grudges after 12 o'clock. So tomorrow I need to increase my yoga power so that my yoga power lasts up to, yes, the time I sleep, and the next day I get up. Now let's say somebody has meditated for 3 hours, in breaks during the day and other stuff, and then up to 9 p.m. they are okay in the night. And then at 9 p.m. you feel exhausted, and then you feel like nobody did anything for me and I did so much for everybody during the day. So you got into complaint mode at 9 p.m. So your yoga is not even enough for you to last through the day. So the burden of sin is so much that it doesn't even suffice to stop you from creating further sinful action. Okay, so when you figure out that you need this much of yoga power to not do any more sinful action, and then you add to it, then that yoga will absolve you from the existing burden also. Yes, so let's say 5 hours I need to just not create any sinful action today, thought, word, and act. And then, so you need to meditate at least 7 hours so that, the past burden is also finished. Something from the, so, if you just keep paying the interest, and then the principal doesn't get over, no? So you have to pay some part of the principal also. So there is a rough calculation that everybody can do intuitively. And that much of yoga is, that much of remembrance you need to absolve yourself from the sins of 63 births. So this is also something that Baba underlines for us today. And then today Baba talks about many things in the Murali which include a very good picture of, how Satyug would be and what is the state of Kalyug. So when you read the Murali, pay attention to that. So Baba says in Satyug, when you step out of the house, so the prince will go to the college, and then there will be an aeroplane waiting for you, and you don't even have to walk, and it will fly you down to the school, and there you learn language, and then there is this whole beauty of the elements around you, and they serve you. So all that is there in the Murali, and it's very beautiful. And then Baba today says that I am the only one who bestows you with something. So nobody else has the capacity to give you anything. And it's very beautiful because Baba says, all the praise is of the one. There is no praise of anyone else, not even of Brahma, Vishnu or Shankar. No matter how much you bow down in front of them or how much you sacrifice yourselves to them, you would not receive the inheritance. So Baba says, besides Baba, not even deities have the capacity to give you anything. Yes, Baba is the bestower, Baba is the ocean, Baba is the liberator, Baba is the purifier, Baba is the remover of sorrow, bestower of happiness, Baba is the guide, Baba is the creator of heaven. There is nobody else who is praised for these acts, and it is only Baba who is, who is called out by these names. So all these acts belong to Baba. Nobody else can do it for us. And Baba says, when it is not anybody's role, even if you bow down in front of them, you kill your body in front of them, doesn't matter. Baba says, I give you all of this when I come, and you need to surrender to me. You surrender to anybody else at any other time, you get nothing. Even if you surrender to my pictures, Baba told this in one of the Muralis 2 days back, that people used to kill themselves over Baba's image. Yes, and in Kashi they used to just offer their bodies to Shiv Baba's Shivlingam. But that Shivlingam cannot give you the inheritance. Baba says, when I come here, you have to belong to me, and only I give the inheritance. Now let's take a very simple example. Let's say you are writing to the government, and then you are writing about, establishment of a hospital, and then you are writing it to the railways ministry. So even if you send 100 applications, even if you make very good requests to the railway ministry to establish a hospital in your area, will they do that? They cannot, because that's not their department. That's not what they do. So Baba says, it is my department, and I do all this thing for you. I remove your sorrow, I give you knowledge, I make the world pure. So when I come, it's only then that I perform these acts. So it is now, when you remember me and belong to me and do as I say, that you will get all of that. And when I have not come, then you make any amount of effort, it doesn't matter. And if you look at it in a very mundane way also, so sometimes people think that if they give up their life for somebody, if they just offer everything they have, and they are very honest and very good in a relationship, then that relationship will be reciprocated well. But no, even if you offer everything to someone, if that person is not capable of reciprocation, they won't reciprocate. And nothing is wrong with your offering, but everything is wrong about your identification. So you're not identifying who to belong to. So Baba says, if you offer everything at the wrong place, then it goes to dust. It doesn't mean anything, it doesn't translate into anything. So Baba says, even if you have done a lot of bhakti, chanted, visited temples, done tirath, all that is fine, but then you won't get liberation in life because of that. But anything you do on Srimad, even if it is waking at Amrit Vela, or purifying your food, or observing celibacy, or every single penny you spend on Baba's direction in this creation of, a deity world, that is what will give you the inheritance that Baba is giving you. So Baba says, you must be very wary about where you are offering what you are offering, because there is no praise of anyone, all the praise is of that one. So only when you do it on Baba's Srimad, you get the return. So this is also something that Baba says. And then Baba today says that, when there is an engagement and there is a marriage, then no bride would say that I forget the bridegroom. Yes, so it's very interesting that what is a marriage or an engagement? It's just a formality. And you do that formality, and then you think that you never forget the other person. And then the second thing is, you feel that you have a right over everything the other person has. And this is what comes through understanding that now you belong to each other. So Baba says, similarly, now you belong to me and I belong to you. This relationship of the father and child has been established. And now, how can you say that you don't feel that you don't remember me? Or how can you say that you don't feel the strength of my inheritance or my property? It doesn't work like that. When you say, I've recognized this is Baba and I'm his child, then all this process should happen automatically. Okay, Om Shanti.